What's going on? Welcome to QVO Games. My name is Juan. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much. This week's video is going to be about the games coming to retail the week of October 1st. We have a fun lineup of games. Some of these games I'm super excited to try out and play, and I'll be talking about them here shortly. We have a short video coming up, and I am pumped. Let's get this video going because I am super excited. These are the games coming to retail in the US. Keep that in mind. If one of these dates of the games being released changes, I'll make sure to update you in its new respective video. Let's get these games showcased. First things first, Septima, coming out October 1st by Mindclash Games. Okay, so Septima is a little bit like a worker placement style game, but you're playing as a witch. Keep that in mind. It has a little bit of witchcraft involved. And in this game, you're going to have rival witches, right? And you're trying to be the worthy successor of Septima, like the highest witch of all. As you're playing the game, a little bit of worker placement, but some interesting stuff. I'm going to scroll down here and show you the gallery of pictures that I want to show you a couple of things here. In this board, you have different actions, and every symbol means a specific thing. As you're going around, you don't travel on the circles themselves. You travel in between the circles. Very atypical, like worker placement style game. Usually, sometimes there's always like some type of three-way actions you can do, and that's how you travel along. Of course, not being able to go back and forth. You have to travel to a new location every time. And that's going to be in this game. In the center, you're going to be collecting those tokens, and the way you collect those tokens by matching up for different requirements. Those requirements are, I hope. Here is those are the witches. These are going to be like witches you collect, right? People who are like your apprentices or people part of your, I don't want to say cult. I think that's actually the wrong word for that. People who, different witches that give you different bonuses and benefits. And I'm going to keep going here. There's going to be different tracks. There it is, actually. It's right down here. The track at the bottom here is going to tell you there's an order of how your actions go. And everyone's going to be taking the action, right? As a separate action. And when they're taking the action, depending on who takes the action, who goes first, typical Euro style fashion, gets the stronger action. And then you get a weaker action, of course. This game is by Mindclash. By far, like one of the thing about this game is that I don't think I see a lot of like Euro witch worker placement games. It's a really interesting concept. And it can be as complicated as you want it to be or as simple with all these different expansions and game modes, even the solo mode as well. I was very fortunate enough to try this game on Tabletop Simulator when it came out, and I need to play more to really develop a good opinion about it. I'm excited though because Mindclash does awesome work, and I am super pumped to see more games by them. There's a bunch of coverage already done already, so definitely look up some stuff before you consider buying the game. The game should be out to your retail stores this week, and it's going to be Septima, a competitive witch-style Euro game, coming out October 1st. All right, up next is going to be Arcane Wonders by Arcane Wonders. It's going to be Neotopia, coming out on October 4th. This game did have a release at Gen Con, so you may already see it. You may already own it if you attended Gen Con. In this game, it's a tile placement game. It plays pretty quick, and you're trying to build a city, and you're part of the Visionaries building a futuristic pilot city. And you're going to do that on a board that looks like so. In this board, it looks pretty cool here. I like how it looks a little bit. It just gives you that urge that you want to just fill it in. It just gives you that kind of that urge. I just want to fill it in. We'll fill it with a bunch of cool little looking tiles. At the end of each board, there's a victory point tracker for each section. As you're kind of building out the city, you're going to have these tokens, right? And these tokens here are going to go onto the board, and they all indicate something different, of course. And you can combo off of different tokens by making different card shapes, or not shapes exactly, but yeah, I would say like different patterns basically on cards. And you can see the one right here at the bottom of this picture. Their goal is to basically make it that way. And once all the tokens are gone, the game kind of activates end game. You play one more round, and the game is over. The game looks beautiful. It really does. Typically, though, with these games, there's so many more. There's already so many tile laying games like this that you kind of end at specific times. I don't know. It just seems like it's been done already a couple times. I want to try it out. It has tile placement and card management. It's like one of the biggest things about this. And I want to see how it is. I want to definitely try it at least one time before I make a solid opinion. It's a very like score the most points possible kind of thing. Nothing wrong with that, but there's just so many games that do that already. So I'm curious. This is Neotopia by Arcane Wonders, coming out on October 4th. Coming up next, Castles of Burgundy by Awakened Realms, the special edition, of course. I can find no pictures that could properly show you the game in any way. So we're going on their GameFound page. This game was on GameFound before, and now it's being sent out to retail. Great job, Awakening Realms, for doing that as well. I mean, the fact that these games aren't just being exclusive usually, and kind of given or subdued to the FOMO of backing a game, that's awesome. I love that. So, in Castles of Burgundy Special Edition, it's basically the classic, one of like highest ranked, one of like I think top 20 highest ranked games in the world for like strategy and such into Euro, Castles of Burgundy, the regular one. This is a special edition. It comes with all the upgraded components and I think also some rule revisions as well. Yeah, I'm gonna scroll down a little bit here just so you can see the pictures of the game. This is the special edition, so you could also play your regular copy, or you can get this awesome upgraded edition with a bunch of cool miniatures. I love how these look. The detail on these miniatures are so amazing. I love it. Coming down here, you're gonna see all the stretch goals and such, but the biggest thing is I want to show you is how it looks on the table. It looks breathtaking. I mean, I just can't even explain or fathom. Like, it just looks awesome. I love how it looks on the table. I have not played Castles of Burgundy. I will admit that. I have not played Castles of Burgundy. However, I am extremely excited to play it. This is one of the games I have in at the moment that I'm going to be doing some coverage on, and I'm super pumped. I am extremely pumped to get it to the table and play it out. And like I said, it's a typical Euro-style game, but however, now with this upgraded theme. And if you haven't played the original one, I recommend it. One of my goals is to play basically on Board Game Geek. They have like the top 20 strategy games, top 20 cooperative games, top 20 this. One of my goals is basically to play all those top 20s and just I want to see what like everyone talks about and see what my opinion is. And I love exploring that and exploring like what my opinion would be on these games or how they would be or how they would rank up even. So this is gonna be Castle of Burgundy, the special edition, with so many cool upgrades coming out on October 5th by Awakened Realms. We're going to be moving on to the next game. It's going to be, and I'm going to butcher this, Ceres. I'm going to say Ceres, coming out on October 5th. I know I could look up the scientific term. However, I don't want to be prematurely looking up things, just so you know. I'm just coming out for being the real me at this point and talking about these games. Ceres by Neotopia Games was also on crowdfunding before, and now it's coming out to retail. By the way, Septima, the first game I talked about, was also there as well. In this game, it's a worker placement game based in space, essentially, right? It's the year is 2219, and the days of Earth are being centered for humankind's attention are over. The era of long-distance space flights and planet colonization is already upon us. So basically, you're going in. It's a worker placement game, very Euro, very worker placement, not Euro. I think more worker placement than anything else. The cool thing about this game, though, I say worker placement in sci-fi. There's so many sci-fi themed worker placement games and many more cool ones coming out that I've already got to play and heard of. Super cool stuff. But, okay, the cool thing about this, right, that kind of got my attention was the fact that apparently the game was co-developed with astrophysicists for the best thematic application. And that's interesting. That caught my attention. Seeing people or publishers or a designer go beyond just designing the game, but going into even diving deeper and getting really deep into the theme by having it be, if it's like, for example, astrophysicists joining the co-design team for this, or even like if you're building a game based around car building, you even get like Ford or some car manufacturer or someone who knows about car manufacturers involved. I think that part is always awesome because there's just so much attention to detail in games like that, right? You don't just capture the theme, like you capture the theme in its entirety, which is something that really impresses me. And that caught my attention about Ceres. Ceres is going to be like a worker placement game, sci-fi worker placement game, and you're the role of an asteroid mining corporation, and you're trying to basically just outplay your opponents and rule Ceres, right? And you're doing that in 3 consistent rounds. And as you're doing so, there's going to be different boards, different places on the board. You're going to be putting your worker there. Very worker placement-esque. Worker placement, by the way, is my favorite genre of games at the moment. At this current moment, I love worker placement games. It's one of my favorite thing. I don't know why, just kind of so satisfying. I don't know what it is exactly. Setting them out, grabbing resources, and managing those. I have no clue. I love it. Worker placement games are probably some of my favorite games ever. This is going to be Ceres, coming out to you October 5th by Neotopia Games. We are at the end of the video. We had a short video, I mentioned that earlier, and I'm glad you stuck it through. You're here at the end of the video. That's super awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And if you made it this far into the video, that's awesome. I love it. I really do appreciate it so much. Let me know what game you're picking up, right? What game are you going to be picking up this week? If any of these interest you, maybe you've been saving up a couple dollars to pick up a different game. And I want to know. I actually genuinely want to know what game you are picking up. Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it. Have a good one.